this video, we're going to see about the census or sampling. What is the difference between census and sampling? So, census versus sampling is like having a record, okay, a well-organized procedure of gathering or recording and analyzing the information regarding the members, okay. If it is one part, that becomes sampling. If it is the complete count of the universe, that becomes your census. Okay, so census is a study of every unit, everyone or everything in the population. It is known as a complete enumeration, which means a complete count. Collecting survey data about population that are used by many countries. Under this technique, the enumerations is conducted about the population by considering the entire population. Hence, this method requires a huge finance, time, labor, gathering of information. This method is useful to find out the ratio of male, female, literature, how many are literate, how many are not literate, and to find out the ratio of people living in urban, rural, okay, and hence the universe implies any region, any group of people through which the data can be acquired. Okay, it is an official and complete count of an universe wherein each and every unit of universe is included in the data of collection. When you are collecting a data for census, it will be official. The information which you are gathering is the member of population in that particular country. Okay, whereas sampling we define as sample is a subset of a unit in a population. Subset of a population selected to represent all units in a population of interest. So sample is one part which you are choosing, okay, from a large group, from a population itself. Okay, and sampling is a word which comes from sample, which is a process where you are when you are enumerating the process. Okay, so enumeration of subgroup of elements chosen for participation. Okay, so we define sampling as a process in which the fraction of population so selected to represents the characteristics of a large group. This method is used for a statistical test, whereas not possible to consider all the members or observation as the population size is very large. Right, so statistical inferences are based on the sampling observation. The sampling observation means when you are collecting or choosing a particular unit from a population. Okay, the selection of appropriate representatives. Sample is utmost important. So the sample collected or selected, which you select, which sample you want, how you will select, should be indicated in the entire universe and not exhibit a particular section. You should consider all, you should not select a particular section on the basis of data collection from the representative sample. So here about the whole sample, you're coming up with the one checking out of a sample, one unit of a sample. Okay, so we unit of a sample is like the unit which you constitute a sample in a considered form. Okay, when you are having a particular format to do it, see here difference between a census and the sample. So when you're choosing, you have to choose all different people. You have to choose all different people in the whole population, all different people, all the colors, right? So not the specific not the specific color, like only blues, only orange. So you should not choose only that specific unit. So you should choose the with the list of samples which are containing all sampling units. Okay, so what is the why we take census and how why it is important? So it is to raise fund, it is for the future plans, to develop infrastructure, to develop the social services programs, to generate employment opportunity, to allocate the seats in the lawmaking bodies. So participating in the census is in everyone's best interest because the information or is in the form of decision makers, means it is for the decision makers to determine which communities, schools, hospitals, or roads needed for federal funding. So here are just a few example, like to raise a fund annually for a community. Okay, such as education program, housing, community development, or the healthcare services for the selected person or the elder, or for the job training. So anything related to that, raising a fund. Okay, and then it can also help the state or the local or the panchayat or the municipal uh, uh, area on the information. They will be planning and allocating the funds for a new school constructions or library or highways or safety and the public transportation systems, or a new road, or bridges, or location of police, fire department, or any other projects which is for that particular region. So by preparing for a future plan also, or it can also helpful for the community organizations, like using the census informations to develop the social service programs, like the community action projects, or the senior launch programs, or the child care centers. These kind of programs can also be included, or can also be created for that particular region, or the business, for the business how it will be useful, decide where to locate the factory or the shopping centers or movie theaters. Depends on the population only, they decide on movie where to locate, where to locate those movie theaters, or the bank, or the office activities, or any new jobs. When you find a tech park near to Alanka, then it is like they found that there are more population towards Sri Lanka. So depends on the population or the number of people live in that particular region. Also, new employment opportunity will be created. And at last, like the political leaders, okay, they uses the census to determine how many seats a state will have in a state representative to represent their leaders. Or in addition, states can also use a number to allocate the seats in member of parliament. So to make laws, or to change, or to bring in some new bills, that also will be possible only through the number of population which you have in your locality. So uses of sampling is like you are trying to use a sample to counter check on your data collection. Why is to formulate a tabulation. It is very easy to understand the concept of research which you are doing and publish with the result. Okay, and to increase the operational efficiency in the business. So when you are able to test this, you are using it for some purpose uh, to get the outcome, because the size of the sample determines the probability of the error. It is like in outcome, right? In the outcome you find the larger size of the population. No, right? So you have the small number of population, you will be able to define it, or you will be able to get the best result out of it, because there will not be any error when you're choosing that sample. So many people interpret the census as the opposite to sample. No, it is not, in which all the members of populations are taken into account instead of only a fraction. But the census is based on the sampling frame to enumerate the population. Therefore, it is quite clear that those two quantitative research methodologies are different. Two different things are. It is not for the research. Sample is for the research which you do, but it cannot be said the one is the higher or one is the below kind of thing. Okay, so here is the difference. Census means the systematic method that collect the record, the data about the member of population is called census. The sampling is refers to the proportion of population present the entire group in all its characteristics. Enumeration completely, it is partial. Sampling is partial, right? Then this study of, it is going to be a study of each and every unit of population. Here only a handful of unit of a population. Time required is, it is going to be consuming time consuming process. It is a fast process because you have just a partial number. And cost expensive method, that's why government take care of doing the census. And economical method, you just send a questionnaire to your friends, you collected it, right? And then results, reliable and accurate, less reliable due to the margin of error in the data collection. Error not present because you're collecting the complete data. Depends on the size of a population, because you are doing the sampling in a particular population. So you are choosing one part, that's why it is totally depend on the size of the population which you have chosen, and from that you select a sample. So appropriate form, a population is heterogeneous in nature and population of homogeneous nature. So sample is a large size, and but it is a part of a population, it is not a complete count. Okay, so it is a subset of units in the census which you have selected as a population. Okay, selected to represent all unit of population in the interest. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you.